Guess I never told you all the love is inside me.
Welcome to Standing in My Truth. This is Valerie M. And so I'm just waiting for her to click the link and join me today. And while I'm doing that, I'm hoping that all you wonderful people out there are great today, that you've got up and feeling great about yourself. Oh, did I tell you? I bought myself a meditation bench and I got so emotional about it. Sorry. Couldn't help myself. I got so it means a lot to me. It's in my favorite colors. It's in violet. My mother's name is Violet, and I've got it in. And that sounds ridiculous. She's still here with us, but my mother's been suffering for a number of years with cancer. Just don't talk about it. And but the name is Violet. I got the bench. I will pop it up and let you show it at the end. But I found it so therapeutic to have this bench in my garden. I now call it my power bench. And I go in there to pretty much meditate, think, if I feel like crap. I've only had it 6 hours. It's not a long time. But when I did get it, and I got so emotional, I put a video on Facebook because I couldn't help myself. And I was sniffing like a big baby. Do you know what I mean? But let's see if she's here yet. I may have to send her a message and say, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Come on. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Yay!
Finally. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I've had gremlins all day. I literally was saying,
oh no.
My other laptop.
Always all right.
Oh my God. Can you hear me great?
Yes, yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Fabulous, fabulous. I just wanted to make sure that, let's see if I've got you full on. Excellent. All right. Bonnie, lovely to see you. How are you feeling first and foremost before we go into anything? How are you feeling?
Okay, considering, I suppose is the best answer to
I'll
that.
tell you what, you look amazing. I don't care.
You thank you.
Absolutely beautiful and amazing.
Thank you.
And I'm not going to say anything. I'll let you tell your own story. But I'm just so glad this worked. My laptop, my Mac, decided to die at 8:45 this morning. I have no idea what happened. And
oh no.
I was jumping in an Uber to get to the shop at 9 o'clock. Then I got to the shop and it was closed. He wasn't opening for the day.
Oh, no.
Luckily, I had my other Dell. So my brother came scooting from Hertfordshire straight down and then put all the new plugins in. And this is why.
Bless.
And now we're here.
Oh, what would you do without brothers, eh?
I know, right? Everything happens for a reason. And this is kind of one of the things that I'm dedicating. And I want people to meet you and tell your beautiful story. So without further ado, please introduce yourself and tell everyone. Let's make sure that all my phones are switched off. We're not having this today. Last week when we did the show, oh yeah, somebody was decided to call me. So before we do, make sure that you're all switched off. And yay. And we're back. Everything's all switched off now. So
yay.
Bonnie Armstrong, lovely to meet you. Please tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Okay, so my name's Bonnie Armstrong. I live in South London, Surrey. And apart from trying to work part-time at the moment, I'm also having to deal with going through chemotherapy.
Sure. Okay, and that's not an easy thing to be doing right now, you know?
No,
it's exactly. Not.
Yeah.
The question I want to ask you is, working part-time and having chemo, how has that been? Give me a general day, how your day may start for you.
Well, I've been on the chemo now for probably coming up to 5 weeks.
Yes,
So
I've
it's been a while.
watching this.
Yeah. When I first started, I was on a really low dose of 0.5 mils a day.
Mm.
And I'm now at 3.5 mils a day.
Yeah, I saw
So
that.
at the start, I probably felt like I was on holiday. It was all good. Yeah, no, please laugh, because I look back now and I think, gosh, if I'd have known this was coming. And it was okay. I managed to work. I work 2 days a week. I have other health issues I have to deal with that are ongoing as well. So I haven't been able to work full time for a while now. But yeah, so I've been carrying on probably until last week, maybe the week before last week, where it just absolutely smashed me to bits.
Really?
To the point where it just kind of Monday to Friday, I was staying in bed, just chilling out, watching TV, trying to do a bit of work. It was taking me twice as long to do everything, but
I was reading your diaries, and you're actually not even keeping anything down.
No, I'm not. So there's only a couple of things I really do keep down, and that's things like oranges, bananas.
It's quite acidic though, isn't it? The acidity though, does it
very
help?
much so, yeah. Jellies were fine until last week. Now I can't eat jellies. Sometimes, like for 2 weeks, I could eat an egg sandwich, but now I can't, and everything just keeps changing. So I just make sure I've got lots of like fruit juices, like grape juice, smoothies, all those kind of things.
Yeah.
And I got a certain amount of vitamins that I get from the doctor, and I have to inject myself with B12 injections as well.
Every day?
Yeah, no, the B12's once every 2 weeks, but the chemo I have to inject myself with in my tummy every day.
How dare they? Even though I put it on silence, it still rang.
It's always sent to test you.
Yeah, it really, really is. It's off.
Yeah.
I'm just switching it. I'm just literally switching it. But please go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so I think the hardest thing really was getting my head around having to do my own injections every morning and preparing myself for that. Yeah, and everyone around me has a real phobia of needles. Yeah. So my mum couldn't do it. My partner leaves the room. It was just like, cheers, guys. Thanks for all of your help and support. So yeah, it was just a case of getting on with it. I think the first day I did my injection, I left my bedroom door open, and my mum and I lived together. And my mum was walking past my room, and I was sat in my chair with a needle sticking out my tummy going, look, mum, and she was like, ran down the corridor.
It's like I'm about to bulk here. Like,
yeah.
Okay. No.
But yeah, I mean, it's been tough. It's really tough to deal with, and I have gone through chemotherapy before, where I've had to go in and have the tablets, but that was like 10 years ago. That one was so
this is the second bout that you're now going through.
It's the second bout of chemotherapy. I've had radiotherapy before. This is actually cancer number 6. Yeah.
I thought it was 2.
No, it's cancer number 6, this one. It might be 7, actually.
Oh my God. I don't know how much you want to tell us.
7.
Just tell us which cancer you suffer with now.
So at the moment, I have cancer within it's kind of basically around part of my brain and my pituitary gland.
Right.
And it causes a really rare disease called Cushing's disease.
Right.
And the Cushing's disease is the unfortunate thing of the part of the cancer, because it's that kind of messes with all of your organs until they all shut down and that kind of stuff. Yeah, so they decided the first time that I had this, I went straight in for an operation, and it was a large tumour, and they removed it. So that was done with really quickly. But this time they've caught it before it's a tumour, so they're actually sort of dealing with cancerous cells at the moment instead of going in and having an operation.
Not is it is it aggressive? Have they said it's aggressive? Or I know you said it's only the cell. Yeah,
it can be, but the best way to understand it is understanding Cushing's disease, because the disease is caused by the cancer or the tumor, and the symptoms of Cushing's disease are horrific. So when those symptoms stop and start going away, you know everything's working. So like one of the signs of Cushing's disease is it makes you extremely fat.
okay.
The first time I tend to address size 22 in 6 months. It's that aggressive. And literally at the moment, I'm just shedding all of that weight. It's all going really quickly again. So it's funny because whenever I put loads of weight on, everyone kind of rallies around and goes, uh-oh, you know, we need to go and test Bonnie for Cushing's disease. Trust her to be the only one to get fat cancer. You know, it's like, it's a bit of a joke in the family.
Sorry.
But it is, you know, it's kind of like, uh-oh. Here we go. Yeah. So at least we know what's coming.
How do you know? What were your symptoms?
So with Cushing's disease, it was the rapid onset of weight. I mean, that came on really quickly within 6 months. But your body starts deteriorating as well. So organs stop performing properly. So like your lungs, your liver, all those kind of things start getting affected in a really bad way. You end up with a large lump on the back of your neck called a buffalo hump.
Okay.
And then you end up with a really large kind of area under your chin called moon face. Okay. And then you end up with really large purple strafe marks going down your legs and stomach and everything. So it's just one of those things that you can just see coming back straight away.
That's scary.
I'm
thinking of it, and I'm you know, I'm automatically I'm going, oh, okay, you know, but you've got this, so it's horrendous.
It is, but it's going. That's the really good thing about it, is it's going, and I'm definitely beginning to feel better, even though the chemo makes me feel sick all day long, every day. The Cushing's itself is subsiding, and I can feel that within my body and within my health.
News. That is fabulous news. So you've gone from an extreme of the weight comes on, you're eating okay, and then you've gone from there to there, pretty much in the space of 5 weeks. And I've lost over a stone in 5 weeks, and that's partially because of the Cushing's disease weight that I'd put on before that. So I'd put on 2 stone over the last 6 months, which is why I knew it was coming back. And then now I've dropped a stone, but probably because I'm not being able to eat properly as well, I might lose a bit too much. So it's just a balance. There's people out here trying to lose weight. Do you know what I mean? And you're going, okay, I'll just drop 2 stones in 2 weeks. And
you definitely don't want fat cancer, that's for sure. We can laugh. No, we can laugh about it. It's fine. It's fine. It's one of those things that I'm okay
that's
with.
A nervous laugh. That's my nervous laugh. I think. Like, holy crap! Oh my god. You know, I've been tracking you for a while, and people are going to think, well, how do we know each other? So, I mean, I know how I met you from the side of the stage from my heydays. You know, I'm singing, but you know, if you want to tell people, tell them how we met.
Okay, so I used to work at a lot of big festivals. It would either be in a capacity of helping book the bands or running the main stage, or sometimes I'd be DJing, so it would vary. And we had booked you with the band, the Freestylers, to headline on the main stage at one of the festivals, and it was the same one that my daughter was working at, and she was looking after the artist liaison tents and things like that. So that's how we met.
I love it, because I remember you we ended up at this festival. I think Dub Pistols was there as well, weren't they?
It was the whole lot.
Brilliant.
It was brilliant. It was a great festival.
Down in Surrey, Kent somewhere, and it was like a bit like a Shangri-La, to be fair. And
it was, yeah,
was,
very
wasn't it?
similar. Yeah, it was very hippified. Yeah, there was.
But
I
it was
think
excellent.
Cat and the Kitten or something were playing as
They,
well. Yeah, Kitten and Hip. Oh yeah,
it
it was
was.
all of you guys.
It was, and
It
then
was.
you had these great vans. They were like little motorhomes, like caravan camper vans.
Yeah,
And then you were
yeah,
ushering us in to sit and take pictures and have an interview.
yeah,
And I still got
yeah.
those photos to this day.
Oh
Yeah,
wow!
I got pictures of you all dolled
Brilliant.
up with all the crystallized, and you got the mask thing
Oh my
on your
gosh.
face. You had like a little.
Oh, you'll have to post up some of those pictures.
I am. I'm going to put them in this video because obviously
Definitely.
I'm going to put them together. So when I put this together, everything will be there so everyone can see it. But it's absolutely.
Awesome.
I smiled and I thought, oh my God, Bonnie, look at these. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, I can't wait to see them.
No, they're really, really good. And so
Brilliant.
from there we've met and we've always stayed in touch. I've got yours Bonnie Noodles on my Instagram because I'm like that. But the fact is that I started to read your story, and you probably think I wasn't. And bit by bit, and I thought, oh great. And then I saw the second wave.
Yeah.
And so I'm not realizing that it goes deeper than what I'd seen.
I think I decided, I kind of spoke with my mum and some of my family members, and because I've been on social media quite a lot over the last year, specifically because I've been kayaking and things like that, we kind of had a chat and decided, because I do see all my kayaking friends as much as I possibly can, they're going to notice the changes in me. And what I didn't want was absolutely having to explain to everyone every single time why I don't look well, or, I know they'll all be concerned and saying, you're okay. So we took a very early decision in saying, actually, we're going to kind of make this a bit public with all my Facebook friends, just so that everyone knows that if I'm having a really bad day and I look green for whatever reason, that, people know why.
God, Bonnie. First it's moon face and a hot back, and that is green. I love it. Yeah. But no, sorry.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. And I remember when I first came to you and I said, look, I've been reading and I didn't want to be intrusive, but I just knew that you had a story to tell. And Cushing's is not common.
No, it's not.
In my world, of being around, I've lost my brother to cancer. My mum's got cancer. And I always thought that my mum's one was unique, which it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so is Cushing's. So there is so many different forms of cancer, down to a picking finger. Do you know what I mean? You've got
absolutely.
And people don't really know. And I really felt that if there's, I really felt that you have a story to tell. And double on top of that story was the fact that you kayak.
Yes,
whitewater
kayak.
Who does that? You've got, sorry.
A crazy lot of us.
Mate, I have a headache and I'm in bed for days and I'm looking for you are on chemo, you've had it 4 times and you still get up and go whitewater rafting.
Yeah, I do. I know.
Okay, just fill us in. And I know you've got your Betsy van.
Yeah, I have.
I love it.
I got a whoopsie teddy bear my auntie Sue made for me.
Tell me more.
Well, a couple of years ago, my boyfriend and I, we really took to kind of doing a lot of camping, but it was almost wild camping. So we were finding sites where it made you feel remote in a sense. And then from there, we would kind of maybe try and go for a walk somewhere and all that kind of stuff. Well, my health took a massive dip because I have fibromyalgia. And I wasn't even able to walk to the end of the road anymore.
On top of.
Yeah. So I think we were camping one weekend, and then on the Sunday or Saturday night, I decided that I was going to rent us 2 kayaks and go paddling on the Sunday near the campsite we were at as a form of exercise. And we found a guy in Kent who owns a place called Elvie's Canoes, and it was on the Medway, and we hired the kayaks on the Sunday, and it was a bit difficult to start with, you know, we had to paddle and stuff like that, and we didn't realise how exhausting it would be. But yeah, it was good, and we ended up going back again 2 weeks later, and then 2 weeks later after that, and then we ended up finding a club, joining a club, a local club, learning basic skills, going to pool sessions and everything else. And then we started going with our club at the time to a couple of whitewater weekends, where we were just literally on very baby moving water and going down a couple of weirs, which was petrifying at the time. And then sort of a year later, and then a year later, we met with, I met with and made some friends at a group called SWAC, Slightly Whitewater Kayaking.
Yeah.
And from there, I just literally got coaching, pushed my skills. We throw ourselves down lots of fast moving water. We do grade 3 rapids and all those kind of things. We knew it was always going to be hard for me to do. I'm not a natural at kayaking at all, and I only have a limited amount of energy. So actually paddling on fast moving water means I don't really have to do anything apart from put stroke in here and there. Yeah, which is really cool.
Well, you're telling me I'm not clinching my butt, by the way.
Yeah, falling out isn't a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
But when we found out this year that I was potentially looking at having several operations, and this was before the cancer was diagnosed, they wanted me to have several operations. And I made
that's for the fibromyalgia, yeah.
So the fibromyalgia is it's kind of like a disease that causes severe fatigue and muscle pain throughout.
Yeah. Isn't it similar to MS, isn't it? Is that similar to MS?
No, it's similar to ME.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So CFS, chronic fatigue syndrome.
That's
and,
correct. Yes.
Yeah, ME. Yeah. Similar to that, but it's slightly more progressive. I have osteoporosis in my spine, and my bones are wasting away basically as well on top of that. So they wanted to replace my shoulders, both the sockets. They wanted me to have carpal tunnel surgery so that they could clean away the bone in my wrists. And I got a minuscule tear on my left knee, and I've got a fracture in my right shoulder. So we knew at that point they were kind of going, you can't kayak. And I was like, no, I can't not kayak. You don't understand this.
I'm speechless. Sorry. Go on.
And so I spoke to, I've got some really amazing friends in the kayaking world. And I spoke to one particular guy, David Bain from NRS, and he said, I've got a solution for you. I've got an inflatable whitewater kayak that you're going to love. It will look after you, and you can paddle it up to grade 4 whitewater if you want. Everyone laughed. So he sent me his demo one in the post, and the next weekend we were out on it, and oh my goodness, it's like riding a lilo down the seaside. It's like being on holiday,
isn't it?
It's crazy, but it's so much fun.
It looks it.
It really, really is. And all my friends are like, can I have a go? Can I have a go? So everyone has a go, yeah. It's really good.
How do you do it? I'm serious. I have a headache and I won't move off the sofa. Do you know what I mean?
But you would if you had something to look forward to. And I think that's the key thing. So for you, your motivation is singing live to an audience and reaching out to people. And that brings you joy. Like
it does.
Pure joy.
It really does.
It warms your heart. It feeds your soul for the next few days.
Yeah.
Kayaking does exactly the same as that for me. Although it's a little bit more dangerous, granted.
You think?
But, yeah. But sometimes it's the thrill of it as well. So I imagine for you, if you're playing to a really big audience, that thrill before you get on the stage and you know, the first 5 minutes of
Nerve-wracking.
just calming your nerves.
Yeah,
That's exactly the same for us when we're about to go off a waterfall. Yeah, we get exactly that feeling. It's
because
the
it's
same.
quite
Yeah.
exhilarating because, you know, some people can get very, very nervous going onto stage.
Yeah.
And I get that. I never forget, right at the beginning of, you know, singing, it was, hey, it's a breeze in the park. And then the first single went out, and then we went to the first show, and there was all these people, and I thought I was just going to go, da, 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 and then you just put the song out, and I won't have to do anything. And it's so, you know, but after a while, you know, your audience builds up. So I'm trying to think if that's you know, that's the same feeling that you get. You know, you've got this show, and you're pumped for it. At the same time, you're still nervous because you cannot seriously do kayaking and not be nervous, because it's that adrenaline to one. It's a fear, the adrenaline, and the whole stress levels together. But then it's exhilarating, you know.
And
so
obviously we also see, we see accidents as well, which obviously causes a lot of people to be nervous. Yeah. But we wear lots of safety gear, and we always have people on the side for safety wise as well. So most of the stuff we do, although it's got rapids on it, it's low consequence. So you're not going to die, but you could bang your thumbs up or smack your leg, or, you know, crack the side of your head on something.
I really do. And I wish I've only done, okay, I know I'm a wimp. I've done canoeing on one of the park thingy in North London.
No, that's good. I couldn't canoe. There's no way I could canoe.
Yeah, and you know, I kept thinking, watch the hair, water, you know, hey, oh, you know.
That's why we all dye our hair pink and shave the underneaths of it and tie it back. Yeah.
I genuinely, I take my hat off to you, because, as I said, it's getting that water, and I have a fear of water. So
Me too.
when I was, I don't think you met him at the time. I was dating this guy, and he is just, I call it extreme sport. To be fair, it's like quite an extreme sport. And I'm not saying he was a junkie, but he just loved to dive, and he liked, you know, what you do. And, you know, so being with him was like, holy crap, he's dating a wuss, you know. And he just kept saying, you've got to conquer that fear. You've got to conquer that fear. And I swear to God, Bonnie, we went to Egypt on holiday, and they, of all the places, he said, come on, we'll go to Egypt. Was it Thailand first? I think it was Thailand first. So, you know, everyone goes to Koh Tao to do the scuba diving. And I thought, okay, I'm going to try. God only knows I'm going to try. Bonnie, I went 20 feet in the water, and I think you could see on the tear-stained goggles that you had on, you know, the goggles, you could see the floods of tears. And even just think of it, my whole stomach is still whirring, because I had a fear of water. And I'm only telling you this because I commend you. I cried as I held that rope and they were low. I cried, and I kept thinking, I'm doing this because of my boyfriend. That's all. It wasn't conquering a fear. I just didn't want my poor boyfriend to be going on holiday with a girlfriend who was just going to sit by the beach and go, hey, you know.
You learned quick then, didn't you?
Oh my God. And once I did it, I thought, oh wow. And then I was able to snorkel and look at the most beautiful fishes down below. But I'm sorry. No. What you do is, as I said, everyone, I mean, I'm not saying that no one can't kayak, but on top of the fact that you have shoulder injury, you've got osteoporosis, you have everything that your body needs to do kayaking, you have an injury.
Yeah, absolutely. And the most amazing thing is that I probably have another 20 kayaking friends that are all just as disabled as I am.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
So what's the name of the club that you guys go to? Please just tell everyone that, because I need them to know.
So we It's not a club, it's a peer group called Slightly Whitewater Kayaking, and they're based all over the whole of the UK.
Okay.
And it's basically people who have tried kayaking on flat water and probably want to get into a bit of moving water. You can just link up with people who have got lots of experience and go out paddling with them for free for the day.
Okay.
Sometimes they're at Lee Valley, because there's a big whitewater centre
That's
at
right.
Lee Valley, North
That's
London.
right. I'm not
Yeah.
far from there. Yes.
Yeah, so sometimes people will head up there together in groups and go and paddle there for the day. There's another one in Northampton called the Neen, which is like a little baby one. That's
I've heard of that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, sometimes we all go there for a play day for the day, and we get lots of people coming along that've got the kit but probably not the best ideas, and we have a lot of people coming to us that don't fit well into clubs either because they feel that they're being ostracized in the club, maybe because they're disabled and people say you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that and stuff like that. And so we have a high I mean, I personally know probably 20-25 people in the group that are disabled. There's probably another 20 on top of that who have mental health issues.
Right.
So we kayak with people with PTSD, depression, anxiety, all those kind of things, and it's just been a form of therapy for everyone.
I was just saying, this is therapy.
Yeah,
amazing.
It is
therapy. And I didn't even know that. So I love what you just said there. And I'm hoping this will touch a lot of people to let them know that no matter what you're suffering, there's a group out there that other people are in the same boat, pardon the pun, the same boat as you. And they should just look it up. If they've got no fear of water like me, then
no, we have a lot of people come along that are sometimes frightened. And we have specific people. Yeah, well, we have people in the group who used to work with people who have little to no confidence as well, whether that's part of their life skills of not having that much confidence or whether it's down to the water. We all adapt and we all know how to instill confidence. Plus, we have quite a few qualified coaches in the group, as well as shops as well and things like that. So there are some really amazing coaches out there that do confidence coaching in kayaking and things like that. And the way that they do it, you don't even realize they've done it until you've got off the water and gone, oh, hang on. I just stand there. Yeah. So that it takes all sorts. Absolutely. We've got people, I tell you what, kudos, the SUPs, the stand-up paddleboards. I know quite a few women, more women than men, that are doing white water supping. So they're going down rapids, standing on a board. I mean, that to me is crazy. The skills these women have is just outstanding.
They're skateboarding?
I think it's just they're almost like they're surfing. They make it look so easy, and believe me, I've tried to stand on a SUP. It is not easy. Even in no moving water, they're not easy to stand on.
Is that the one where they practice as well, where they got that practice centre where they stand on it and the water's there? Is that the one on these SUP boards?
I think so, yes.
Oh my God.
It looks like a massive surfboard, but obviously it's an inflatable. Yeah, and the women stand on it and have one really long paddle and just paddle. But these girls are going down grade 3 rapids, standing on those boards, and they're still standing at the end of the rapid, and I'm just like, look, I sit down, mate. How you do that's incredible.
After today, I know I'm a wuss. Just listening to you. I'm sorry. I thought I was I'm a he-woman, but I'm sorry. I'm a wuss because I love everything. I'm listening because I wish, and I know there's going to be other people. I wish I could conquer my fear because I actually like it. I love watching it. Maybe because I'm a sport, I love my sports as it is already. Yeah. So I think I just really commend you. So I'm going to spin back to you and your Cushings. I don't like the word disease. I don't know what it is.
That's unfortunately that's what it's called. There's Cushing's syndrome and Cushing's disease.
I think and you know, I my mum, you know, my mother, I can't even use the word say, oh, my mum's got cancer. It sounds, it's like I'm going, you know, I just seem to not be able to get the word out of my mouth, which is a shame. And I found it was just after my brother died. And this is why I want people to know about different forms of cancer. I want them to know that there's other people out there getting on with their life, and I need them to hear your story. I need them to understand that if you have found out that this is what you have, there is people out there that are keeping it moving. They're making a difference. They're not letting it, you know, subdue their lives. Now, two things I found that you are doing is, one of the things was, apart from the kayaking, the second one was you're baking.
Yes.
You're baking vegan bread. And I literally had to send that to my sister because I went, vegan bread.
Yeah, well, my mum's a celiac. My mum has myasthenia gravis. Yeah, so she's a celiac. She can't have any citric acid, yeast, anything like that. It's all got to be gluten-free.
Got you.
So I really wanted to try and make something that we could both have and she could really enjoy as well. You know,
do you give it to anybody else? Do you give it, not just your mum, do you make it and sell it in where you live or anywhere like that?
Kayaking is a very cake led industry. We all stop for lunch and have a flask of tea and cake. It's like, it's notorious.
So now you make cake for various people and they come and they'll buy it off you?
No, we all just hand them out. Everyone bakes and we all just hand stuff out.
So I was about to put up your page and go, right, if you need celiac bread and you need vegan bread, there's a new business going on, folks. And right here, you can then hit her up and go, can you make me bread? Do you understand? Not free. You got to pay for it.
Yeah.
So I'm still putting it out there. There is someone that is making
I've got lots of recipes. If anyone wants them, I'm happy to send them to them.
I will.
Even things like Barrabrith, Welsh cake, all those kind of things, scones, everything. So, yeah, gluten-free.
Do you know what I'm going to do then? At the end of the show, I'm going to put not your recipes, but I'm going to get you to give me something and I'm going to say, this is Bonnie Armstrong's gluten-free, celiac, vegan.
I will give you a recipe to put up. Yeah. I'll give you a recipe.
And people can then come to you and they can just say, can you make me this? Because this is what I don't have.
No, I can't make it for everyone else.
No. People can come to me.
I'm more of an enabler. I like to help people do it for themselves.
There you go.
Give
but for whatever reason,
recipes.
I think that because there's so many people out there that are celiacs and, you know, being vegan, being a celiac, being lactose, I'm lactose, having Crohn's, you know, diverticulitis. People like there's, God, it's, and I have DV, so I know there's only certain foods I can eat. So it's great when there's someone out there who's actually making certain foods.
Yeah.
You may not have a shop, but as you said, you're an enabler. So if it means that there's something that you could pass on to somebody else, this is perfect. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect.
I got some really good Yorkshire pudding recipes as well.
Oh my God.
Gluten-free for celiacs as well.
Folks, did you hear that? Right. So we're going to get that right to the end because we're coming now to the end of it. The only thing I want to ask you quickly, your family, your daughter, your partner, how are they coping with it, with the fact that this is the next bout that you've got with the chemo? And lastly, in COVID, how difficult to have your treatment has that been?
So it's partly the reason why I was asked to have chemotherapy at home and have daily injections. That was because of COVID. I don't know 100% if they would have taken me in and I would have gone on the drip once a week. But there wasn't that option. It was a case of you're going to be doing this at home and we will send a courier once every 2 weeks with all your pre-filled syringes, you know, keep them all in the fridge, blah, blah, blah. So I suppose in that sense, that's quite different. I'd never even heard of having injections daily at home.
We've had to live quite differently because of COVID, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still have to go to some hospital appointments and things like that. And obviously I'm cautious, so I wear a mask all the time. When we go food shopping, before we bring it in the house, we clean and disinfect everything down at the front door. It's like a little train. Mum does one bit, I do another bit, you know, and then we put it all away. So we are very cautious. We don't have anyone coming in the house that we don't, that isn't part of our bubble. So really it's only my mum's sister, my mum's sister's husband, my partner, and my daughter that generally are the only people that come in and out of the house.
Because
So
yes, you need to shield.
really
You have to shield. You are very, very, and do not get me wrong, you are vulnerable.
Yes, I am. But I also haven't stopped having a life because of that.
Well done.
So I'm cautious, but
Well
I
done.
still have a life. I still go kayaking, and my partner drives us over to Wales or down to Dart, and we sleep and park up and sleep and kayak with friends and everything else. We have a bubble of friends, Tanya and Andy and their son Sam, and my friend John and his son Louis. Us lot have a little bubble. We all know we kind of isolate at home quite a lot, so we're happy to mix when we're together. But outside of that bubble, we stay 2 meters apart. We wear masks if we're in shops, walking down the streets and things like that. So yeah, I mean, that's been different, but it's not stopped me.
I have enjoyed listening to you today. It's humblifying, to be fair. And you know, when I first asked you if you'd come on, I was scared that you wouldn't want to share the story, and I really, really am, because I know that I wish that I had this all set up when my brother was alive, so that we could tell people about amyloids, you know, amyloid cancer and things like that. And it was just way too late by the time it was caught. But he did everything possible. He tried to, you know, have different treatments, from chemo. He's had, you know, bone marrow, transplant. My other brother felt that it was because of him why he died. So there's a lot in here that I really I just want to bow and say I'm humbled by how you are living. It's a shame that we're through COVID, but the testament of this is that you are doing through COVID. So I really want to thank you for coming on and sharing your story. And I'm hoping it's going to go a long way. Something for you to look back on, and you know, to help other people.
Definitely.
You know, let them know that you're not alone. There's someone who's got Cushings. This is what she's doing. Why don't you join the peer group with us? You know, you may, and people even with stress levels, even people that, as you said, with mental anxiety, with, you know, you have a peer group that you all go to. And I think I wasn't even aware of that. So this has made me even more doubly happy to have listened. And I hope everyone else that listens to it and watches it is going to feel the same way. I want those recipes at the end.
I will get them to you.
Details, if you could. Do you want to shout that out? And secondly, the hospital that you go to, if you don't mind sharing it, just tell everybody where you go. And give some, if you want to give some thanks to the nurses, because I definitely am, because I wouldn't know you.
At Epsom Hospital have been my absolute saviour even before the cancer. So they've held my hand through everything, specifically through COVID times as well. They've been very adaptive, and having Zoom meetings with them and things like that, it's just been awesome.
Fantastic. And the peer group, they're called again, just give that one more shot.
Lightly Whitewater Kayaking.
One more time.
Lightly Whitewater Kayaking.
Yay!
Yay!
Folks, this was Bonnie Armstrong. She is amazing. And if you didn't
get
the energy from this lady today, you would definitely sleeping. Do you know what I'm saying? Bonnie, I love you. And as always,
love you too.
Yeah.
It's lovely to see you.
It is really.
And speak to you.
And it's, you know, our friendship has just stayed and continued over the years. I don't see you. We don't even speak. We just communicate through social media. And I truly believe that people walk into our lives for a reason, but we just don't know what. And maybe today this was it. And so, to the world, Bonnie Armstrong, beautiful, courageous lady. Please share some love. See you again soon.
Thank you.
Big love to your
Thank you.
family.
Thank you.
You're welcome, my darling.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, wow. Okay.
I guess I never
Oops,
told
I'm about to share. Wow.
all the love is inside me.
Tell me that didn't touch you. If that didn't touch you, you are in you wrong. Standing in my truth. Standing in my truth. Thank you for being with me today. God bless.
You make me
Peace out.